Okay, so I'm going to present the rapid WebRTC application development based on RESTCOM, and I'm going to demonstrate that with both Juju and LXC, which is containers for Linux, which is new technology that's kind of replacing the virtualization using the user space, and same thing with Docker. So basically showing both technologies and how they can play together. So who is Telestax? You probably know a little bit about us. So we are the company behind MobiSense. I'm going to things speeds up because we are a bit behind. Basically, we are providing the MobiSense communication platform. We have everything from legacy SS7 up to WebRTC and bleeding edge. So we are doing also Android SDK, iOS SDK for WebRTC, and basically, we're really focusing on RESTCOM to enable all the communication as a feature, both in the enterprise and service provider. So we have been working on MobiSense for the past 12 years now, and this is what you can see in terms of growth of MobiSense. So you can see how some of the big impacts in the history of MobiSense, basically when we started back 2003, 2002, and basically when Red Hat acquired MobiSense, we kept growing, and then when we spin out of Red Hat and created Telestax, the communication platform grew even more in terms of contribution and commits to the code base. So everything is open source. You're free to come and contribute and help driving MobiSense. We'll be running RESTCON, which is our conference in the next few days after TADS, so you're welcome to join as well. So what we offer is RESTCOM, MobiSense, and similarly to Ubuntu, we are providing world-class support and professional services around the platform and the middleware we're offering. So now on to the demos. So I've been preparing the demo, so I'll not be showing all the deployments, but what I did offline so that we can win time is basically bootstrap the environment, deploy the Juju GUI. So basically I went to the Juju admin user interface, and you can basically search for services in the Juju Charm Store and look for the MobiSense RESTCOM bundle that will basically deploy MySQL and MobiSense RESTCOM, and I'm using a local environment for Juju, which is the LXC, so it's based on containers. So basically when you deploy this environment, it takes about 15 minutes to deploy locally, and then you can just go to the user interface here of RESTCOM when it's deployed, and I already provisioned a service called the, let me show you so I provisioned a service on the number 6666, which is the voicemail demo. And if you go to this application, basically it just say a text to speech, or welcome to the Telecom Application Developer Summit, and then it will record the call, and you can basically listen to the recording. So now if I go, so with RESTCOM out of the box, you don't need to configure any SIP clients. It comes out of the box with a WebRTC client, which we call Olympus, where we can connect to. And you can do things similar to Skype in terms of peer-to-peer conference video calls. And if you dial the number I pre-provisioned with the voicemail application, then you can basically, hold on. Okay, so it just played the text, but I didn't connect the audio, sorry about that. So now it's basically recording for 10 seconds, as described in the visual designer here. For 10 seconds, it's record the call, then it disconnects, and if you go back to the admin UI, you can basically listen to the recording. So which one is it? It's this one. So it's using the host name of the local machine, so I just need to use the IP address here instead of the host name. and again, you can listen to the recording for 10 seconds. So this recording URL is available. You can send it by SMS, by email. So in kind of 15 minutes, you can deploy a full voicemail application with Juju and LXC. So we did the same thing for Docker container here. So the commands are as simple as Juju. Basically, you pull the latest RESTCOM for the Docker Hub registry, and you just run a command that will boot up the Docker container with the RESTCOM image on it. And basically, this is the same thing. I pre-provision the Docker instance so that we can win time. And basically, the demo is the same, so I won't go through it again. But you can connect, and you have a similar voicemail application here. And basically, you can do WebRTC on Docker container and Juju LXC. So you're free to use which technology you prefer. Use the right tool for your use case. But everything is open source. You have links here for the Juju to the Juju charms, and for the Docker container to the tutorial to actually play with the technology. So it takes 15 minutes, and you're free to play with it. So one announcement I would like to make is we've been doing dangerous demos as part of TADS and been part of that hack for the past 3 years. One thing you notice is there is friction for developers in downloading open source software and running things by themselves. So we are moving forward with providing and using the technology that we have been using in the dangerous demos for the past 3 years, and moving forward with providing a RESTCOM cloud for the TAD Hack and TAD Summit events, so that developers can actually build application without downloading anything on their laptop. The goal is to, as in the TAD's mindset, to bring all the partners together. So we will create the cloud as a blueprint of what you can do with open source technology and with all the partners. So using Juju, Docker for running the RESTCOM cloud, connecting with various Amazon services for the backend and for the DNS, partnering with a number of partners for the PSTN and termination, doing some media with Dialogic XMS, billing with OpenCell, and some monitoring with Graylog. So we'll be iterating on that. As some of you may have noticed, Slovak Telecom have been using RESTCOM Cloud already for their service number mapper. So we'll be keeping iterating on that blueprint architecture and bring more partners in the mix as we move forward before we go GA, hopefully, for the next TAD Summit.
Jean, that's brilliant. You've made up about, what, 5 minutes there. Well done.